Thank you for joining us on our Family First Life Tri-State Serve the People podcast. We appreciate you tuning in, spending your time to develop and grow with us. Follow us, please, on all our social media platforms at Family First Life Tri-State or FFL Tri-State. We love you. Keep listening, and I hope this information is serving you across the country. All right, everybody. Thank you for jumping on with us for our Family First Life Tri-State Training Day podcast. We are excited to have on my man Joe Basso, board member of Family First Life 320, merged in that partnership, and they're exploding right now. So I'm excited to bring him on to talk about all the things that they have going on, which is a lot, and all in the vein of making 2022 a massive year. So we are definitely blessed today. My brother Joe, how are you, man?
Mark, man, I'm blessed. I'm good. I'm healthy. I'm excited to be here with you. It's an honor.
I'm excited too, man. And we're shooting this a little before, but this is being released the day of convention, so we are excited. We're definitely here in Miami.
Let's go, man. Miami.
2022. It's going to be a huge year, but we're off and running, Joe, and obviously I know you have a lot of thoughts around, the 2021 closeout and the 2022 launch. So I'm going to kind of let you dive into that, and then we'll kind of go off. We'll build branches from there.
Man, so first off, Mark, always an honor to be on the call. Super pumped to get this convention kicked off. We've got just so many hungry agents that are landing in Miami, ready to roll, ready to learn. I think about what convention was for me last year. So thinking about closing out 2021 was my first annual convention, and it made a profound impact on my life. It changed everything for me. Wow. And so, kicking off this next year, last year, Mark, I think I brought 4 people with me.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like I believed it would be life-changing, but I didn't know. There's a difference between belief and know.
Yes.
And so I brought a few people with me. This year, we're bringing hundreds of people.
Makes sense.
To think about what that's going to do to our business is just it's unfathomable, literally. So we're just really excited for 2022. We have so many things rolling, and coming into this year, the number one thing that's on my mind, on our minds, in this new partnership is what can we do to put other people first every single day, and then growing their businesses. Like, can we make it in your mind about other people too, and then exponentially grow? You know what I mean?
Unbelievable. Yeah, 100%. That's the game, right? That's the deal, is trying to help people. A lot of times we have to believe in people more than they believe in themselves. A lot of times our job is to cast vision for what could be for people if they would walk down this path. And that's basically what you're saying. And it's this idea of that's selflessness all in of itself. Like, just, hey man, we're here. Here's the vision. Here's what we can do. Here's what you can do. Here's what can happen. Do you want to partake? And it's a volunteer army, but it sounds like to me that you have an army of people that are volunteering. So I'd love to see exactly or hear from you exactly what's shaping out right now. And, what are some of the things from a goal perspective that you see that can take place, and what are some of the tangible things for educational purposes that people can put into place, that you're putting into place, that other people may say, that makes sense?
I love it. So let's start off with failures from 2021.
Great place to start.
Yeah. Because that's where we have to learn, right? Like, we have to look back, be honest with ourselves, right? Be humble, say, these are the things that I did really poorly. And looking at the things that I did poorly in 2021, I think if we can capture just some of those things and do them a whole lot better in 2022, I think that'll just really catapult what we're trying to do. One of the things that I think, I'll just raise my hand. I'm not going to speak for anybody else, but I did really, really, really poorly. One is I don't think that we use social media to really, reach our full potential. And what I mean by that is and I'm hearing a lot of this from you, Mark. And so you're starting to shape some of my mindset coming into 2022 is how many people do I know in my warm market that if they really understood what it is that we do here, it would be a no-brainer for them. Like it's not a high pressure sales pitch. It's not anything other than like, this is the opportunity. And it's not even highlighting me.
Right.
It's highlighting all the people that are around me that are winning.
No doubt.
And I think in 2022, what I want to, like, one of the things, there's a whole lot. One of the things that I really want to focus on is doing a better job of using social media to help the people in my, circle, my little sphere of influence to really understand what it is at Family First Life and the opportunity that we're all running towards. You know what I mean? Like it's become such a focal point now of my life. And for good reason.
Yeah.
And it's not just about the money, right? And we break it down to a point where they understand she helped 12 families become insured.
That's true.
Like that's massive.
No doubt.
Like she made an actual impact in those families' lives.
Yeah.
And so, but what does that look like? And then highlight the work it took, highlight what she's building, highlight her team, highlight all those things. And I think that's a big focus point for 2022 for us, and just one of the things we're going to use to explode this year.
Yeah, no doubt. Lot said there. I mean, but definitely number one, you talk about your warm market. I mean, you brought in your father, you brought in your sister, you brought in your mother-in-law, you brought in, good friends, good business partners already. Yes, and it's already has had an impact. What does it feel like? How's that feel?
First off, it's the greatest feeling in the world. It really, truly is. Anything that I've ever been able to accomplish in business on my own has always left me feeling, I don't know, Mark, it's like, it's almost this feeling of I'm not saying I've ever been to the top, if you will, but if you get to the top and you're alone, man, it's lonely.
Right.
It truly is. Getting to win with a team, oh man, it's a whole different thing. Like this morning, coming into the office, my dad, he's in the office across from me, and he got this whiteboard in his office, and he's literally in there right now recording training videos on like explaining the difference between mortgage protection, equity protection for the team. Yeah. He's got his FFL polo on. I mean, I never see my dad happier, bigger smile when he's in his office or when he's meeting with clients. You know what I mean? So like, I never thought that me and my dad would be business partners in a business like this. So to I can't even put that into words. But when I think about all the other people, thousands of people on Facebook, Instagram that are, they might not be great friends with me, but they know who I am. And maybe to be honest, Mark, I've done such a poor job. Probably half of them don't even know that I'm a business owner. And that's really, I know. It's sad.
That is extremely laughable considering what you've done already in business.
But Mark, I heard you say it. I heard you say it a couple weeks ago. Like you have friends that are like, "Oh, you have a podcast."
Correct. I agree. Like, I'm not like this is not judgmental.
Isn't it crazy though to think about like how like we get so bogged down with some of these complex systems, and we're worried about onboarding systems and all these different things, and we're missing some of the really easy, simple steps that are right in front of us.
No doubt.
So I'm going to get back to the basics this year.
To say the least. To say the least. Yeah, dude, I had that revelation where we just started doing more branding for me and, utilizing the podcast, and the hype videos that I was posting that were posted on the Tri-State page, business page that, I'll post in my stories or what have you. But once they hit my page, and it wasn't like I was keeping them from my page, I just wasn't paying attention.
Of course.
Makes sense, that's the last time I don't pay attention. I'm with you, and then and then I posted on my page, and the amount of feedback from friends that I've known a long time was like, you have a pot, like, I'm like,
which is
we're only
crazy
on the 250th episode.
Like that's what I was going to say. Like I know Mark Mead as like this incredibly bombastic public speaker, podcaster. Like to me, when I think of Mark Mead, you literally breathe life into people for a living.
That's crazy.
And then like you've got people that you've probably known for
It's
your
funny.
entire life
that
didn't know that side
Correct.
of you.
It's
And I feel the same way. It's crazy, right?
Yeah. And I think that is such an opportunity, right? Like, think about this. All the people out on social media and all the people that are, they're on all these platforms. And, honestly, a lot of the times people are just looking for something real. What's real? The cool thing about what we do, and, I heard Sean Mike say on an integrity podcast the other day, we need to think bigger. We need to really become better recruiters. And what does that really mean? Like, we need to lead with what we do. I mean, we're helping so many people. And the thing is, there's so much more room to help so many more. There's no cap on how many people we can help. And it's like, if we're really in this business of saving agents and saving people, it leads with promotion. It leads with marketing. It leads with talking. It leads with people knowing what we do. And, I love that as just it's really a layup, for us based on especially what we know now to get this thing rolling. And I love that is one of the things you're focused on. What are some other things that you're putting in place now to reach? Matt, before you do that, what is your goal for 2022 as an agency?
We have some really, really, really lofty goals, but we have some plans in place that I think give us a real fighting chance to hit them.
No doubt.
So it's not a dream; it's a goal.
No doubt. Love it.
And I think we have a real good chance to do it if we work harder than we've ever worked before.
No doubt.
That's what we plan on doing.
Now, so with saying that, social's a big one, no doubt, because a lot of the people we're going to bring in our business are on these platforms, no doubt about it. But what other things do you think you need to bring to the table this year to make that happen?
Mark, I put a lot of thought into that. Caleb, Gabe, myself, we've spent a lot of time, thinking about it, praying about it, even fasting about it.
Amen. Coming
into 2022. And you look at a couple things in business that are foundational pieces, right? One of them is efficiency. So, I think about how inefficient we were in 2021. And I said this on another podcast, I think it was a TNL we did with Ivan, but it's easy to look at 2021 and be like, wow, like your teams grew like crazy. And like in my mind, I don't think like maybe, I don't know if this is a good thing or bad thing. But I don't think about 2021 as, wow, we crushed 2021. I think of 2021 as like, wow, like think about all the missed opportunity. Sure. Like we could have done so much more than what we did. We did so many things wrong. We failed so much. And that's a lesson for new agents, new builders right there. Like as long as you're going to work every single day, you could fail all day long and still, find a lot of success. No doubt. You just have to keep the activity up. But now, you come into, all right, 2021 is over. It's a new page, 2022. We need to become better at taking more advantage of the opportunities that we've got more efficiently. And I think one of the things that we've done in 2021 that we got to get better at is we wasted time on the wrong people. Now, I want to say this and be real clear. Because anybody that's listening to this, if you're on my squad or you want to be on my squad, number one, I don't view any new agent as wasted time, right? No. What I do view as wasted time is if you come to me, Mark, you're a brand new agent, and you say, Joe, I want to be a Hall of Fame agent, or Joe, I want to build an agency. Can you help me? I'm going to say the same thing to everybody, Mark. Absolutely, yes. I would love to help you.
No doubt.
If you're willing to help yourself.
Right.
So we're going to lay out our game plan. We're going to show you our systems. We're going to show you our processes, everything from onboarding, everything to, trainings, the whole nine. But Mark, how many of those people talk the talk, but they're not willing to make the sacrifices to have that success? And how many times, Mark, am I, just pouring more of my time, my energy, my bandwidth, trying to make people into the leaders they're telling me they want to be, but they're not putting in any of the work to become those leaders. Right. So in 2022, I want to stop wasting time on people that are just talk. And I want to spend a whole lot more of my time on the people that maybe don't have the right polish that I'm looking for, but they have all the right activity.
No doubt.
I'm going to put activity over everything in 2022. Period.
Dude, you're coming through the speakers so clearly. That's so good. And it that's been a model in our business forever. We used to say only trust motion, and it's the truth, man. And so that's a great revelation. It's funny because you guys were one of the fastest growing organizations in the country last year. So even though you're saying all you're saying, which is great, this is a great lesson to someone who's trying to do something great or trying to make adjustments or, because one of the fastest growing agencies in the country is looking at all the opportunities missed and saying, here's what we could do better and here's how we can serve people better. Because the reality is beating down someone's door, calling them at 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m. to figure out what they want to do is not a good use of anybody's time. Number one, they're obviously not asking to be called. And I'm talking about agents. Number one, they're obviously not looking for that phone call. After a while, they're going to start sending you the voicemail. What do you get out of pouring into people that aren't taking the information? It might not be their time. What's good for them is putting them on calls, like getting them in group settings where you're saying stuff that they can still listen to, but that one-on-one time is going to be preserved for people that are actually moving, taking the information and doing something with it. That was Ivan. Ivan was like, that guy didn't waste a minute of time. If we talked on the phone about anything, or he talked to Sean about anything, that thing was in the action so fast. You know how much more you want to work with that individual?
It 10x, like 10 times. You know what the scariest thought of it all, though, Mark? Like when I think about this, it actually keeps me up at night. Like I'm not kidding. Like I'll actually be laying in bed and like I'll almost be asleep, and then this pops into my mind, and I'm like wide awake. And it's the thought of when I was talking to that person that wasted probably 40 hours of my life in 2021. Not only did I take time away from my current agents and managers that are putting in the work, but dude, did I miss an Ivan Vedrov that I could have recruited? Did I miss a Mark Mead? Did I miss a Gabe Erickson? Like that is a scary thought. So if it's not just missed opportunity that's currently on my team, it's the missed opportunity that I should be talking to.
Yeah, I love the way you said that. A scary thought. Oh, that's bone chilling. When the way you said it, it's like it's earth shattering. Like, did I miss? That's really legit too. That's really legit. But you know what the good news is you're making that adjustment.
Yes, sir.
And the adjustment's been made, and it's going to bear a lot of fruit. I don't think that 4X is that big a deal. I don't. I think that you guys absolutely have the agency, the manpower, the business intellect, the work ethic, the drive to go out and do it. And it's just, the thing is, it's 4Xing the amount of families you're helping.
That's it. It's 4Xing the amount of families we're helping. It's 4Xing, the amount of agents that we're talking to. It's 4Xing the amount of tools that we're giving to, our agents. It's just 4Xing all the things that we're already doing and doing them all more consistently.
That's it.
So that's what we want to do.
100%. Now, talk to us a little about your onboarding systems that you're utilizing to get agents out in the field.
Yeah. So I'll kind of highlight some of the key elements. So number one, it all starts with a really good recruiter. We've talked a lot about this, Mark, and quality is everything, and quality should be placed over everything. In 2021, one of the things that we looked at was, all right, we're hiring a lot of people,
right,
but how many of them are the type of quality that we want to be pouring our time and energy into? And so towards the end of the year, we started looking at our conversion numbers, getting our conversion numbers substantially better. One of the key elements that we changed, and we're looking to even put more time into this year, is really making sure we have well-trained recruiters. They're taking their time vetting out the people that we're putting into our onboarding systems. So we're not clogging up the entire funnel with people, quite frankly, that want to be handheld. They want a W-2 position, right?
Yeah, right.
This isn't a W-2 position. So if we pretend that it is, we're not just hurting them, but we're actually hurting us.
Yeah.
So quality over everything from the very beginning. We want to get them, enrolled in Excel. We think that one of the keys is getting them to schedule their exam on that initial recruiting call. Get a commitment from them. Why not? This is going to take investment. We know that. If anybody is going to come in here and succeed, they're going to have to invest time, energy, and money. Plain and simple. So why not just set that example from the start? It's almost like a soft close, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you meet with a client, Mark Mead, you're soft closing that client as soon as you walk in the door. So why are we not doing that with our recruiting? So soft close, get them to schedule that exam. And then one of the things that we've implemented that we're really seeing a massive difference, and this isn't an original idea. We don't claim that it's an original idea, but we think that hiring a really sharp, relational, we call it a new agent success coach. You can call it an agent liaison, call it what you want. But having someone in our organization, it's their sole responsibility to build a relationship with every new agent and to walk them through the steps and to make sure they feel that white glove treatment. We're not going to throw a bunch of junk up against the wall and hope it sticks. We're going to be very intentional with who we bring into our system. And then in the beginning, making sure they're able to connect the dots, get on team trainings, get into boot camps, download all the right documents and PDFs and cheat sheets. And really that person's main job is, hey, when you come in, there's a knowledge gap. The new agent success coach, it's their sole focus to make sure the new agent stays connected and that knowledge gap gets just squashed and minimized. And so I think we're seeing our conversion rate at the top and at the bottom really, really improve with that. Amen. And so we're looking to pour more and more into that model this year in 2022.
That's fantastic. And quality of everything. Joe, you can't scale. We could try to pump the thing with juice, but you can't. It's so difficult to scale, moving through the scrap heap. I'd much rather look at a bunch of really nice cars and know that I can drive them all than trying to find every, it's a lot, and it's like, okay, we can actually do this because it's not hard to find quality in our business, especially if we use the right recruiting methods. And I think that that is so encouraging to me. And I'm jumping out of my skin with what this is going to mean for our company and how we can build this thing and help people. I mean, like, at the end of the day, Joe, it's exhausting helping people who don't want to be helped. Trying to help people that don't want to be helped. But it's liberating when you're helping people that do. Right?
And well, no, you're 100% right, Mark. And the reality is it's really easy to point the finger at the agent and say, man, like they just don't want to work. But at the end of the day, like, let's look in the mirror and say, hey, did I actually really thoroughly explain the sacrifice that it's going to take for that agent to be successful here? You're going to have to spend $1,000 a week in leads, probably. Like at a minimum.
Right.
At a minimum. You're going to have to go either virtually or telesales, or my preferred method, go meet with clients in person, 20, 25 appointments a week minimum. We want you to shoot for 30, 35. Like, are we talking about the amount of time you're spending away from your family? Are we talking about the investment that you're making? Like, if I say to you, Mark, dude, we have a lot of Hall of Fame agents at Family First Life. Do you want to do that this year, Mark?
Right.
Mark, if I ask 100 people that, who's going to say no?
Yes, right.
Everybody's going to say yes. And then I'm like, so do you want to do that? Oh, you do? Let me get you signed up. Let's go. All right, Mark. All right, let me explain what a Hall of Fame producer actually does. Right. Let me explain their weekly schedule. Let me explain their weekly investment. I'm not just going to highlight the end result. I want to actually explain to you daily what this is going to look like in your life. Now, Are you down to commit to doing all the things it takes? And that conversation looks quite different.
Yes, it does.
And now I might have out of 100 people, 25 of them say yes instead of 100.
Right.
But dude, those 25,
No doubt.
I'm going to go to battle with them.
Yes.
And I'll give them the time. Does that make sense?
And it's so much easier to build something because we just go back to the goals. These are people opted out. Good. I don't have to. I'm good with that. We did it up front. I don't have to waste all kinds of time shuffling because they're in a database somewhere. They're in a system, right? So that means I have to look at their names. I have to keep going through their names. But when I get to the 25 that actually want to do it, doesn't mean they're all going to do it, Joe. It just means that we have the percentages raised dramatically. And then we can always point back to the fact that, hey, remember when I explained to you what this was going to take? When I was very transparent, we talked it out. We built the path. You said yes. Did I take you down the wrong path, brother? Was I, you know what I'm saying? So it's all out there in the open. You have a much better shot of helping the people, and the buy-in is so much better. Let's close with this, Joe. So 320, FFL 320 took on made a new logo, took on a new meaning, backed by its old meaning. So can you get into that just a little bit, because I thought it was really awesome, the revelation there.
Man, that was a collaboration of brains, and got to give it to Kayla Maddox. I'll give her a shout out. She does such a great job. We all have great staff members, and Kayla is our graphic designer. She takes care of our social, and we gave her some direction, and then what she came up with the finished product, man, we just are in love with it. So 320, right? It's a Bible verse, talks about how God can give us exceedingly abundant above all that we ask or think. And with this new merger, this new partnership, not only is it that Bible verse with that meaning, that stays, like that's our foundation.
No doubt.
But, and I'm sure everybody will see this new logo, but it's a tree, and it's got 3 main branches for 3 business partners.
Nice.
And a bunch of budding leaves bearing fruit. And so our goal for FFL 320, 3 partners, we want 20 board members, Mark. 20 board members in our family tree, if you will, over the next 12, 24 months. We think it's really doable. We've got so many talented people,
no doubt,
in our group.
Yeah.
I think the next 24 months is going to be incredible to watch some of these other leaders just start to explode.
That's crazy. That's serving families. That's serving the people. Big time. So, listen, I could not be more honored to be in biz with you. Caleb, Gabe, just the whole crew, FFL 320. But, man, you are a blessing, and I appreciate all you do. I love the way you think and the passion, dude. God, it's just not even work, this podcast. Like, I could do this for a few more hours, dude. Just keep laughing through it.
Love it.
But I appreciate you more than you know. Miami, put this thing on repeat when you have some free time, when you're not listening to speakers, because this was a barn burner. Joe Basso, thank you so much for all you do, my brother.
Love you, Mark. Thank you.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. Appreciate you. Just make it a big weekend coming out of convention. Let's hammer this thing. God bless.